Hey guys, good evening. Guys, if you're able to see my screen, just type S in the chat box so that we can get started. Yeah, thanks for the confirmation. So let's continue with the API testing concepts. So in today's session, what we are going to see, I'm going to show you right now. Okay, fine. Let's begin. Fine. This is the topic where we are going to start today, guys. This is one of the important topic that everyone need to know as part of API testing. When you are dealing with API testing, this is one of the important topic that everyone should know, okay, or need to know. So let me hope you are able to see this image, right? The topic is API protocol types or API types. We can simply say protocol types otherwise, okay? API, the next topic that you guys need to know before you perform API testing, use any tools and all, is API protocol types. Okay. So there are different names to, sometimes you can say this as API protocol types, API styles. Okay. Another name is like API styles. You can say this, whatever I'm going to cover. Some people will say API architectural styles. Okay. Different names are there, but we'll stick to one of them. API protocol types we'll say for now. Okay. So the major top three API protocol types are what? What are the top three API protocol types? The top three API protocol types are: one is REST, second one is SOAP, third one is, what is that? RPC. Okay, RPC. Okay, these are the top three, guys. And in fact, if you say top two, what will be coming in this top three? What will be the top two? Tell me. What will be the top two? I'm saying top three, then REST, SOAP, RPC are coming. If I say top two, then type in the chat box, guys. What will be the top two? Yes, you are right. REST and SOAP are the top two. If I say top one, now if I say top one, which one comes into top one? Yes, now REST will come on the top. Number one is REST, number two is SOAP, number three is RPC, and many other things are there. Okay, these are the not the only ones. Okay, along with REST, SOAP, RPC, others also there. Okay, other types are also there. Others are also there. So API protocol types. There are many API protocol types. The first one, the first top one in the API protocol types are REST. After REST, SOAP will occupy the second place. After REST and SOAP, these are the major ones. Top two are generally discussed in the market. Okay, coming to the others, RPC and others are there that we are going to see in this session anyhow. Okay, API protocol types. So top three API protocol types or top two or top one, you have already seen REST, SOAP, and RPC. What is the full form of REST? What is the full form of REST? You can clearly see in this image. What is the full form of REST, guys? Everyone type in this chat box the full form of REST. Representational State Transfer Protocol. I want everyone to type this in the chat box. REST stands for, REST stands for what? REST stands for representational state transfer protocol. Okay, what is the full form of REST, guys? What is the full form of REST? REST stands for representational state transfer protocol. Okay, representational state transfer protocol. Yeah, correct. Representational state transfer protocol. So here, coming to the rest, it's the main one. I just now told you, right? The top one in the API protocol types is, okay, top one is, top one in API protocol types is REST. Okay, this is the number one, top one, okay, which is widely used in the market when compared to other API protocol types. When compared to other protocol types, REST stands in the top. Okay, it's used heavily in the market. When compared to other protocol types, REST is used heavily in the market. Fine. Next comes SOAP, guys. Okay, next comes SOAP. What is the full form of SOAP? What is the full form of SOAP? What is the full form of SOAP? The full form of REST is Representational State Transfer Protocol, whereas the full form of SOAP is Simple Object Access Protocol. Everyone type in the chat box the full form of SOAP. The full form of SOAP is Simple Object Access Protocol. SOAP. SOAP stands for Simple Object Access Protocol. Okay, protocol. And coming to the API protocol types, this comes in the top two. Okay, top two in use as per the usage and all. Top two in API protocol types is SOAP. Okay, SOAP top two in the market. SOAP is the top two. REST stands for Representational State Transfer Protocol. It is the top one API protocol type that is widely used in the market. Whereas SOAP stands for Simple Object Access Protocol. Okay, Simple Object Access Protocol. It is top two in API protocol types. Okay, in the way it is being used in the market. Now, third thing is RPC. The third top three is RPC. Generally, most of the things when they explain about APIs, right, they'll not even explain about RPC, okay? But I am covering here about RPC. RPC stands for Remote Procedure Call, okay? Remote procedural call, okay? Remote procedural call, okay? RPC stands for Remote Procedural Call, and it comes into the top three. Okay, top three. When compared to REST and SOAP, it's kind of negligible, guys. Okay, but we can still say top three. Top three in top three in. Sorry, I have to say in API protocol types. Types is RPC. Okay, these are the top three API protocol types that are there in the market. Okay, these are the top three API protocol types that are there in the market. Okay, fine. Before I go for the next topic, guys, I'll just we'll do some R&D on this. Whatever I just now covered here, that is REST, SOAP, and RPC. Let's find out. Okay, let's try to do some R&D around this topic. I wait. Okay. So people doesn't discuss much about this protocol types because most widely which one is used? Most widely which one is used in API protocol types, guys? REST, right? So people always explain about REST because it's the most widely 80% of the market is around REST and remaining 20% is around like total 90%. Okay, 90% of the market is REST and SOAP. In that 90%, 80% goes for REST and 20% goes in that 90%. I'm saying, okay, just let me draw a diagram. Okay, for example, okay, let's assume that 100% market share is there. Okay, let's say 100% market share of the APIs. Okay, 100% API market share is there, let's assume. Okay, in that you can divide like this. Okay, in that 90%, in that 90%, what is 90%? 90% goes for what? Out of the 100% API market share, 90% goes for rest and soap. Okay, got it, guys? Otherwise, I'll draw this side so that it'll be easy for me. Give me a second. Just take it this side or okay. Can I take it? Okay. Maybe I can take till here. That's okay. This is the area that suits. And remaining is 10%. 10%. 10% for others. Apart from the rest and so whatever the other things are there, the 10% of the market share is for others. Here I said others, right? That is others, including RPC and others. Okay. Others is 10%. Okay. In this others, RPC also will be there. Rest and soap 90%, remaining 10% others. In that guys, in this, let me do one thing. Just make this diagram a bit small because it's becoming very big for me. Just make it like this so that, sorry, Control Z. Okay, I'll just make it small so that I can draw it well. I'll just take it here. In that, in this 90% market, overall market share, rest and soap, right? In that 90%, guys, 80%, okay? In this 90%, 80% is for, in that 80%, in that 90%, 80% is for what? 80% is for REST. REST API protocol type is 80% share. In that 90% of the market share, okay, if I divide this 90% into 100% again, okay, rest goes for 80%, okay? Rest goes for 80%, whereas soap goes for how much percent? Remaining 20%, okay? 20% of the 90% is 80% of the 90% is rest, 20% of the 90% is soap. That's what you need to understand. Okay, this is what is the market share you need to understand. Okay, this is soap. Okay, so which protocol type is widely used in the market? Now, can you tell me, guys, which protocol type is widely used in the market? Obviously, REST. In that 100% market share, 90% goes for REST and SOAP and remaining 10% for others. In that 90%, 80% of the 90% for REST, 20% of the 90% for SOAP. This is what is the calculation you need to have. Okay. So since REST is playing a major role, most people, most trainers will explain you about REST only. Okay. As it is widely used, what people are behind? REST. Everyone is using REST in the market, right? So whenever someone explains about the API and all, simply they are talking about REST. In second case, they'll go for SOAP. Okay. That's what is the so people don't explain all these topics in depth because they know that, at any cost, even after, despite of you be knowing all these types, you anyhow will be running REST for real time, right? So people will keep talking about REST without explaining all these topics. That's the reason, okay? But having this knowledge of these particular topics, like what are the different API protocol types we have in the market, what is the market share we have, why REST is, kind of popular in the market, that we are going to discuss later, okay? I'm going to explain the difference between REST and SOAP and all those stuff, okay? Which situations, which one we have to use, because 90% of the market share is REST and SOAP. I'll be focusing more on the, even I will be focusing more on the REST and SOAP. Why to waste a lot of time on others which only have 10% market share, right? That's what is the thing you need to understand, okay? So industry will be, you see, when I talk about agile SDLC models, there are different methodologies. How many methodologies are there? A lot of methodologies. One is Scrum, one is Kanban, one is extreme programming, like that. Many things are there, but everyone will explain about Scrum, right? In fact, people will think that Agile and Scrum both are same, even though they are not same. Scrum is one of the methodology under Agile SDLC model, but still people will feel that since Scrum is being used like anything in the market, they focus more on the Scrum and feel like they are working on Agile. Okay, but Agile is Scrum is only one unit of the Agile, but it is the main one. Okay, simple thing here also when it comes to the API testing and all, everyone will use REST. Okay, because 90% of the market share, in that 80% of the 90% is for REST, is a major one. So people all talk about REST when they explain about the API testing topics for you. Okay, that's what is a one thing that you need to understand before going further. Okay, but we'll do some detailed research on this API protocol types, guys. With this knowledge, whatever I just now have top three and in the top two and the top one, everything I taught you, right? Now let's go and explore different protocol types, API protocol types that we have in the market. I'll go to ChatGPT and type, okay, different API protocol types in the market, like REST, SOAP, RPC, etc. If I type like this, ChatGPT will give me there are several API protocol types commonly used in the industry today, each with its own strength, weakness, and typical use cases. Here is a breakdown of the main ones. Okay. First one is what? Representational state transfer protocol is the first one. Is it a protocol, guys? Is REST a protocol? Though I am saying here, the topic wise, I am saying API protocol type. Is REST is a protocol? Even though it's a popular one in the market, is it a protocol or is it an architecture? REST is a protocol or architecture? REST is a protocol or architecture? In fact, REST is not a protocol, guys. REST is an architectural style. Okay, remember this. Okay, though we call API protocol types in general means to categorize these different API protocol types. Okay, to categorize this REST, SOAP, RPC, I'm giving a heading as API protocol types. But in fact, REST is a protocol. Is REST a protocol, guys? Though we say API protocol types as a heading to categorize REST, SOAP, RPC, is REST a protocol? Is REST a protocol? Protocol. The answer is no. REST is not a protocol. No, it is an architectural, okay? Textural, okay? It is nothing but an architectural style, you have to say, okay? This is not a protocol. Instead, it is an architectural style. Instead, it is an architectural style. But for every API to work, there should be a protocol. Protocol means like a vehicle, guys, okay? If you want to go from a place A to place B, what is required, guys? Transportation is needed or not? Tell me, guys. If you want to go from place A to place B, is transportation required? Yes or no? General means I am asking. Okay. If you want to go from place A to place B, do you need to travel by a transport mechanism? How many types of transport mechanisms are there? In what ways you can reach your destination B? Tell me, guys. By walk. Walk is also a transportation mechanism. Apart from walk, what are there? You can go by what? Type in the chat box. You can go by bus, you can walk, you can, okay, go by bike, car, train. Depending on the distance and all, you can choose different type of transport mechanism, right? You can travel by flight, ship, etc. Many things are there, right? Many ways are there, right? Similarly, for the client and server to communicate, will there be only one travel mechanism? For a request to reach from the client side to the server side, that is the front end to the back end. For a request from the front end to go to the back end or for the client to communicate with the server, is there only one mechanism to travel? That request to travel? No, right? There can be multiple ways, right? There can be multiple ways. Based on that only, REST is one of them, guys. Okay, REST is one of the, REST is not a protocol, guys. It's not a travel mechanism like a train, bus, bike. REST is not like a train, bus, bike. It's an architectural style. It is an architectural style instead. REST is an architectural style. But REST has a protocol. What type of protocol do you think? What type of travel mechanism do you think REST architectural style, API architectural style will have internally? Though REST is not a protocol, but internally REST kind of thing has to use a protocol. What is that? REST kind of thing I need to use a protocol. What is that? Anyone know what the protocol type the REST need to use for the transport purpose? REST is not a protocol. It's an architectural style. Okay. But the REST architectural style will use which protocol internally? Anyone know? Yes. HTTP or S. Okay. This is a protocol. It is a transport mechanism. REST will internally use HTTPS or HTTP as a protocol. Okay. But REST itself is not a protocol that you need to remember. Okay. Yeah, we'll go deep and later you will understand, guys. Okay. You see, transport protocol for the REST architectural style is what? HTTP or HTTPS. Okay. Lot of things are there to understand about the REST, but let's find out what are the different API protocol types in the market or API architectural styles in the market. Okay. We have to give a proper name, right? We cannot give either protocol types. We cannot say styles. Okay. API styles, we can say. You can mute yourself, Satya Mohanty. Okay, then next thing is SOAP. Next API style or okay API style type or okay. If you can't say protocol or architecture, you can say API styles. Okay, API styles. One of the style is REST style. Other one is SOAP, Simple Object Access Protocol. Okay, the name itself has a protocol, but SOAP is a protocol. REST is not a protocol, but SOAP is a protocol, guys. Okay, SOAP is a protocol. This API, SOAP API style is a protocol. But if I ask you, is SOAP a protocol? Okay, is SOAP API style is a protocol? Yes. Is SOAP API style is a protocol? Yes. Okay. Yes, it's a protocol. It doesn't have any other transport mechanism. Like REST is an architectural style which has a HTTPS as a protocol, right? HTTP or HTTPS as a protocol, where SOAP itself is a protocol. Okay, SOAP API style is a protocol. So these are the few things that you need to understand, guys. Okay. It's a protocol, and again it will can use different mechanisms, transport mechanisms. Okay, here REST will use either HTTP or HTTPS. But coming to SOAP, is it using only HTTP or HTTPS? It is also using SMTP, simple mail transfer protocol, also for travel mechanism. Okay, SOAP can travel in multiple paths. Okay, via internet, via HTTP or HTTPS, that means internet, via SMTP, mail transfer protocol, it can travel. Okay, like that. Okay, then we have RPC, remote procedural call. Okay, remote procedure call. It's not procedural, it is remote procedure call. Okay, remote, okay, procedure call. Can change a bit things here. Remote procedure call. Remote procedure call. Procedure, procedure call. RPC stands for remote procedure call. Okay, so now coming to the RPC, is it a protocol? Type is protocol, and its transport protocols are via HTTP, via TCP, via WebSockets. Okay, it has different travel mechanism. But RPC, if someone asks you whether RPC, remote procedure call API style, is a protocol, yes, you can say yes, it is a protocol. Okay, is is RPC a protocol? The answer is yes. It's a protocol. It's a protocol. Okay. It's a protocol. Okay. Internally, what type of transport protocols this kind of REST, SOAP, and RPC will use, we can discuss later. Okay. Or you can do research here. Okay. Many things are there. Then we also have some other things in the other section. When I am talking about REST, SOAP, RPC, which are the top three ones, in the other sections, what else are there? GraphQL. Is it a protocol? Is GraphQL is a protocol? No, it is a query language for APIs. It will use GraphQL will use a third-party protocol for transportation, that is HTTP, usually POST. Okay, GraphQL. Okay, GraphQL is a query language for APIs. Okay, is GraphQL a protocol by itself? The answer is no. It's a query language for APIs. Okay, it's a query language for APIs. Like that, many API styles are there, guys. Like many API styles are there. The popular one that is kind of famous in the market is REST, widely used. You can clearly see the market share here. Okay, but REST is an architectural style, and REST will use a third-party protocol for transportation purpose, that is HTTP or HTTPS. Okay, like that. Then next one is Google Remote Procedural Call. A lot of things will be there. I cannot make a note of each and everything. I may, most of the people may have heard about REST, SOAP, RPC. The fourth kind of thing is GraphQL. You would have heard about GraphQL, right? But coming to the gRPC is another one. WebSockets will be there. A lot of things will be there. Okay, these are the top six. Top six are this one. If you okay. Yes, it will be there, Chandana. Okay, transfer protocols will be there for different API styles. Okay, transfer protocols will be there for different API styles like REST, SOAP, RPC, and all those stuff. Okay, transportation is compulsory, right? For the you see, when an API style is used by a client and server, okay, for a client and server for communication over the APIs, okay, some kind of API style will be used. The API style can be REST. The API style can be SOAP. The API style can be RPC, API style can be GraphQL, the API style can be based on the requirement of the project. Any of this, okay, API styles can be used. Okay, GPRs, gRPC, WebSocket kind of API styles can be used. And this kind of different styles will have different transportation mechanism. You can clearly see in this table, Chandana. Okay, it's clearly here, right? Can you see the transportation protocols? Can you see that list, Chandana? REST has HTTP. SOAP has HTTP and SMTP. RPC has HTTP and TCP. GraphQL has HTTP. gRPC has HTTP by 2. WebSocket has TCP. Like that, different API styles have different transportation protocols. Okay, these are transportation protocols, travel mechanisms to communicate between the client and server or whatever it is. Okay, the famous one is REST, which uses HTTP and all those. Okay, a lot of comparisons are there, but to get started, right, we should understand, right? Should understand what are the top one, top two, top three, top four, top five, top six. Okay, API styles that are there in the market. At least that we have to understand. Then later we can compare them. Okay, initially only we cannot compare, right? Initially, we cannot compare. First, we need to understand what are the different API styles are there in the market. The famous one that everyone teaches in the market when they teach about API testing is REST type of. Okay, REST API styles of APIs they will be teaching you. Okay, the APIs which are using the REST style will be taught by every trainer for you because it's the most popular one. Second preference, the trainers will use it SOAP type of API style for APIs. Okay, when explaining about APIs, they'll teach you. Okay, so these are the things, guys. Okay, these are the things, and yeah, what else I can do here? Let me do one thing. Let me put all these images, the notes I'm drawing here into the Telegram group. You can take it from this image from there. Let me go to my Telegram group where the images I'll be putting. So you can access this images from there. Okay, click on send. Whenever you need to access some images from the previous class, and click on this okay, description place and go to the photos, and you can access a lot of images that I have been using in the sessions. Okay, a lot of images will be there, guys. Okay, mix of images will be there. You can find them. Okay, it's easy to find like this. Okay, so you can use that technique to find. That's okay. But next thing that I want to cover here is top six. Top six API styles, or you can also call them as protocols, or some people will call them protocols, some people will call them architectures, etc., etc. Okay, anyone can use any names. Okay, top six API styles, that is protocols, architectures. Different type of terminology will be used in the market. That's okay because we can describe the things in a broader manner. Okay, the first one is REST, second one is SOAP, third one is RPC, fourth one is what? GraphQL, fifth one is what? gRPC. That's the one, right? You clearly see here. gRPC, Google Remote Procedure Call. And sixth one for now we have is WebSockets. Okay, WebSockets, WebSockets. Okay, and others also will be there, and others. Okay, these are the top six. These are the top six, guys, that you need to understand. Okay, top six API styles that are there in the market. Okay, this much knowledge is more than enough. You don't have to dig behind this list, guys. Okay, this much of knowledge is more than enough. Even more than, okay, even more information I'm sharing here about the API styles. Okay, whenever you're working with APIs are all of not same type. Sometimes you will see REST type of APIs, SOAP type of APIs, RPC kind of APIs. Most of the cases you will see REST and SOAP. It's very rare to see RPC or GraphQL and all those stuff. Okay, the major ones are these ones. Okay, REST and SOAP. That's why a lot of the trainers will teach you REST and SOAP in the market, including me. Okay, there's no difference in them, right? Fine. Now you see a lot of differentiation is made. Instead of discussing all these things right now, instead of uh, finding the difference between REST, SOAP, RPC, GraphQL, gRPC, and WebSocket, it's very important for us to differentiate between REST and SOAP first. Okay, let's compare REST and SOAP first in a detailed manner. After that, we'll go for the detailed analysis of differences between different API styles in the market. Okay, the major ones in the market are what? Top one and top two are REST and SOAP, right? So it makes sense for you to understand the difference, because in the interviews also they'll ask you about the difference between SOAP and REST. Okay, what is the difference between REST and SOAP? They will ask you. Okay, you should be in a position to answer them. Okay, it's very important. So remaining all you can compare later and understand. Okay, a lot of things will be there in the market. You can do a lot of research and find out a lot of other information that you want. Okay, Mohanty, you can mute yourself, and whenever you need, you can unmute. Okay, a lot of disturbances coming from your end. Mohanty, you can mute. Okay, thank you. Fine. REST versus SOAP. Okay, let me explain about the two API styles, popular top two API styles that are there in the market. One is REST, Other one is what, guys? One is REST and other one is SOAP. Okay. One is REST, other one is SOAP. Okay. Here maybe to make it easy for me, I'll be writing SOAP here, and on the other side, I'll be writing REST. Okay. These are the top two API styles. Okay. Out of the multiple or many API styles that are there in the market, API protocols or API styles or API architectures that are there in the market, whatever you call, the major top two one are SOAP and REST. Okay. That are popularly used in the market like anything. Okay. While learning, using in the projects or training, whatever it may be, guys, these are the major ones that trainers and everyone. Okay. Even students will learn these things majorly. Okay. So coming to the SOAP, the full form of SOAP is already, the full form of SOAP. Simple Object Access Protocol. Okay. Simple Object Access Protocol is the one. Okay. Coming to the rest, representational state transfer. Okay. What is the full form of REST? State transfer. Okay. State transfer. Representational state transfer is the full form of REST, and full form of SOAP is Simple Object Access Protocol. Okay. It's in coming to the Simple Object Access Protocol, the type is protocol. Okay. SOAP is a protocol. SOAP is a protocol. Sorry. SOAP is a type is, okay, protocol. Whereas REST is type is architectural style. Architectural style. Okay. So let me do one thing here. I'll also ask you to, okay, SOAP versus, anyhow, we have these notes and everything, but let's, dig deep. SOAP versus REST. Okay. Okay. Simple Object Access Protocol, representational state transfer. Okay. Type is protocol. Okay. Architectural styles. Architectural style. Okay. REST is an architectural style. Here transport protocol and everything is there. Okay. I'll tell you more about this. Okay. But here I have a question. Okay. That, we'll ask it here. Why SOAP is a protocol and REST is a architectural style. Okay. Can you explain in an easy way? SOAP is a protocol like a strict rule book. Imagine SOAP as a formal business contract. It says exactly how two people must talk. It defines what language to use. Okay, how to say it. Everyone must follow the same strict format or it won't work. Okay. Okay, think of in a government form, all the fields must be filled out exactly right. Okay, that's what SOAP protocol is. It defines a set of rules and standards you must follow. Okay, that's what is SOAP. REST is an architectural style like design guidelines. Okay, REST is more like a flexible set of best practices. It gives you a general approach to build APIs. Okay, SOAP is not there to build APIs. Okay, SOAP is a protocol which will give you strict rules and regulations or formats that we need to follow to get the things done. Whereas REST is an architectural style. Okay, it has some design guidelines using which we can build APIs. Okay, according to the REST design guidelines, that is architectural style design guidelines, we need to build the APIs. Okay. It says use URLs to represent data like resources and HTTP methods to interact with them, but it does not force you to use a specific format like JSON, XR or anything else. Okay. It's a design style. Okay. Think of REST like designing a house. It gives you principles like open space, natural light, but not exact blueprints. Okay. That's why REST is an architectural style. It is a design pattern, not a fixed protocol. It doesn't have exact rules and here direct rules and regulations are there, but REST is kind of flexible in terms of design, like what you want to use, how you want to use, and all those stuff. Okay, which protocol you want to use and all. Okay, REST is a kind of flexible style. Okay, follow exact rules to send or receive messages. Follow general guidelines using HTTP. Okay, this one I'll cover later. Don't worry. SOAP is equal to protocol, fixed rigid rules, all must follow the exact format. REST is an architectural, a way of designing APIs using HTTP and resources. You decide the details, okay? So that's how, okay, we cannot dig deep, at some point of time we need to stop, okay? It looks like, protocol, SOAP is a protocol which has some strict rules and regulations to use the APIs and all, whereas architectural style is like a design guidelines to build the APIs in whatever the way you want, okay? Whatever the transportation mechanism you want to use, or how you want to transport the data and all. But coming to the SOAP, strict data transfer will be there in the form of XML, okay? You have to use only XML, but here kind of design guidelines where you can either use JSON or XML or any other stuff, okay? Will be there, okay? So the kind of flexibility is there in the rest, whereas SOAP is kind of strict in how to use it and all, okay? So you can understand why they're calling it as a protocol and architecture. Okay, fine. Anyhow, that's done. So simple object access protocol, type is protocol. So here we have to write strict rules and okay, strict rules. That's the only thing, right? It's kind of strict rules and what else is they are saying here? Hey, just give me a second. Strict format, okay, like a formal business contract, okay. Strict rules. You can simply say strict rules. This is the best way. Protocol where we have to follow strict rules. Whereas architectural style is a design guidelines for building APIs, okay. Design guidelines, okay. It's like a design guidelines how to build the APIs for building APIs, okay. Here no strict forcing, okay. Here no forcing. We can decide what we want and all, okay. Fine. You can design a house, okay. You have the flexibility of designing a house, but you have to design a house, okay. Fine. Anyhow, this much level we can go. We cannot go behind that, guys, okay. That's okay. Now let's get back here. Now then next one is, which one is secure, guys? SOAP is secured or REST is secured? Which one is more secured out of SOAP and REST? Which one is more secured, SOAP or REST? You can clearly see the image and answer me. SOAP, definitely more secured than REST, okay. SOAP is more secured than, here you can say more secured, more secured, okay, more secured. Whereas REST is less secured when compared to SOAP. REST is less secured. So tell me, guys, when you have to go, for example, let me take an application here, guys. Let me take this application, tutorialsninja.com/demo. Entire application functionality for searching purpose. Okay. For entire application, do you need to security is important, or only few areas of the application need security? Tell me. Entire application needs security, or only few functionalities of the application will need security? Only few areas, right? For example, if I go to login, is security important in case of login? Is security important in case of login? Yes or no? Yes. But okay, other things may not need security, right? Other things may not need security like login needs. So in case of functionalities which need more security, which type of which kind of API style is better? SOAP is better in case of more security is required. You have to go for SOAP. If less security is required, then we can go for REST. Okay. REST for less security. Okay. If you are building some APIs, but that functionality needs more security, you'll prefer SOAP because SOAP is promising more security. Definitely you'll go for SOAP. But some functionalities of the application where that much security is not required, you can go for REST because it's kind of less secure, and in that area security doesn't matter, okay. In that case security doesn't matter. So why SOAP is of more secure? Why SOAP is more secure? Because SOAP supports something known as WS security, okay, along with SSL. So SOAP supports WS security. Because of this WS security, SOAP is kind of more secured, okay. Why SOAP is more secured? WS security. Okay, WS security is the reason why. Okay, because of this, okay, SOAP uses WS security and SSL also. But SSL is not that much secured, guys. Okay, when compared to WS security, SSL is not that much secured since SOAP has this WS security thing. Its SOAP is secured. Whereas REST is less secured because it only uses only SSL here. Okay, only SSL, only SSL here. Okay. But here WS security along with SSL. Here rest is only SSL. Okay. So let's find out. Okay. WS security by SOAP. WS security, web services security, is a security standard used in SOAP based web services. Okay. It is a security standard used in SOAP web services. It defines how to secure SOAP messages using features like authentication, message integrity, message confidentiality. Okay. CIA triad. Generally in security, we call this as confidentiality, integrity, and authentication. We call them as CIA triad. Okay. Whenever you are learning about security topics, right, there's something known as CIA triad. Okay. Okay. Triad. Confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Okay. Like that, this kind of things will be there. Okay. When you dig deep, authentication and everything, authorization, authentication will come somewhere in under this confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Those all these things will come. Okay. So in the major areas they are already mentioned. Okay. Okay. Integrity, authentication. You know who sent it. Authentication. It has been tamped. No one has modified. Okay. Suppose your friend is sending a message to you over WhatsApp. Okay. Is your friend really is your friend sending is authentication. Okay. While the send is sending friend is sending message to you over WhatsApp, in between no one is should be able to tamper it. Okay, no one should be able to modify the message between you and your friend who are chatting over WhatsApp. Okay, that means integrity. Okay, and only the right recipient can read it. Since your friend has sent it to you only you can read it. That is confidentiality. No other person should know. Privacy, confidentiality, whatever you say. Okay. So CIA, because this WS security, okay, web services security is security standard used in SOAP web services or SOAP style APIs. It defines how to secure SOAP message. But security is playing a key role here, okay? Authentication, message integrity, confidentiality, okay? Like this kind of things will be there. SOAP, header, WSSE, okay? WS security matters. Okay, it takes care of the security. You can dig deep and you'll get all this kind of answers, guys. Okay, you'll get all this kind of answers, but it's simply at a high level because of the WS security, okay, which is web service security, which is being used by SOAP style APIs. Okay, okay, so the things will become more secure. Okay, whereas REST will use, okay, SSL. I'll say WS security versus SSL. Okay, let's find it out. Nowadays, SSL, TLS, lot of things are there. Okay. Nowadays, the latest of SSL is TLS. Okay. SSL now replaces the transport and all those stuff. Okay. SOAP. Okay. Then whereas over HTTP, what will be the what will be the thing is for security over HTTP? If you go to a website over the internet, if something is happening, there will be pad like icon and also connection is security is saying certificate is validity is saying here what will be there here SSL or TLS will be there. Okay. SSL or TLS will be there here. Okay. SSL or TLS will be there. The kind of security will be used by this kind of HTTP kind of protocols will be generally okay for encryption, decryption. If you know, if you go dig deep into the security, somewhere API and security, there is a intersection where you need to understand API and security kind of very close. Okay. algorithms will be there, all those stuff. Okay. Certificates. Nowadays, people are using TLS. Okay. TLS is the latest version. Okay. TLS is the latest of the SSL is the old, but we call secured, socket layer still. Okay. That's okay. In HTTPS, S stands for security, SSL, and all those things. Okay. Secured stack layer. Now it's taken away by TLS nowadays. Okay. Anyhow. You see, SSL, TLS, HTTPS protocol will generally use this. Here, it may not be HTTPS protocol, transport level. Okay, TLS means transport level. Okay, security and all those stuff. This is message level. Okay, this is message level security. Secures the whole connection. Secures individual SOAP messages. Okay, SSL certificates, TLS certificates will be there. Okay, here different type of things will be there. Okay, instead of certificates, there are some tokens, SML, and all those stuff. If you dig deep, right, security is a vast area, guys. You have to go deep. Okay. Which one is more powerful? WS security is more powerful. Okay. In terms of security, WS security is more powerful. Okay. When you say some APIs are more secure means because of WS security, less secure means because of SSL or TLS. Okay. Whatever it may be. Okay. So the connection is kind of secured. Here, message itself is secured. You see, too much of security. Here, only the connection, message inside the connection. Inside the connection, the tunnel, the message is not secured. Whereas here, entire message itself, okay, no matter what the connection is, but message itself is secured. That's what, or SOAP, okay, fine. WS security. What is the other one, guys? WS security and SSL. Which one is more secured? Let's ask this question. Okay. Full channel encryption and all those stuff. So when WS security is more secure than SSL, okay? When you need end-to-end protection, then WS security is more secure than SSL, okay? Both are for security, but the message level encryption or security is WS security, and coming to the SSL is only connection level security. But in case of SOAP, what is happening? Both are there. Connection level is there, message level is there. But here message level is not there. Only connection level is there. Now you can tell me which one is more secure. SOAP or REST? SOAP or REST is more secure. Here in SOAP, both are there. WS security is there, SSL is there. But here only SSL is there. Now tell me which one is more secure. Clearly you can say, right? Okay. You see, SSL is solving one security and WS security is solving other type of security. Now combined together, SOAP will become more secure anyhow. REST only SSL. Compared to SOAP, it will be less secure. Okay. That you can understand, right? When you dig deep. That's what you need to understand. Okay. Fine. Now, uh, SOAP and REST, which is more secure? If you ask like this, SOAP can be, okay, SOAP can be more secure than REST. Simple. Okay, we got the answer already. Short answer is SOAP can be more secure than REST. Okay, a lot of other digging will come. That's okay. Let's not worry about that. Okay, more secure than REST and less secure than SOAP. When comparatively, REST is less secure. It's not like SOAP. REST is not secured. Okay, REST is less secure than SOAP when comparative only because it has both WS security and SSL. Here only SSL is there. Okay. Now, the next comparison that you need to have when I compare with SOAP and REST is, okay, this is very important topic, guys. I'm taking time, don't worry. Okay. This is very important topic, so I'm taking time. Okay. We have to spend good amount of time here, guys. Okay. That's the reason. Second thing is, here, when client and server, you see, the request and response will happen between client and server, right? front end and back end, yes or no? The request and response generally will happen between the front end and back end, that is a client and server, right? When you are using SOAP kind of style of APIs, the transport mechanism will be in format of what? XML. In one of the previous sessions, someone was asking me, XML, HTML, okay? Different types we are seeing, what is for what, okay? If you are using API style as SOAP, it will use XML for, okay? XML for transportation, okay? For transporting the data from the client to server or server to client, which format will be used here? XML will be used. Okay, XML will be used. You can go here to the top again, it will give something. Yeah, there was some table right earlier. Let's go to the previous table. Let's go here. Here, data format is what? How the data is being transferred from the client and server. During the API request, some data need to be sent to the server, right? If I open the Postman tool, okay, let me open the Postman tool and then show you Postman tool. What is all possible in Postman? Let's see. Okay. Okay, if I go with this, okay, this is a REST type. Okay, this is an example for the REST. Whatever I'm using here is an example for the REST. In an example for the REST, when I hit this, guys, I'm getting a response. In which format I'm getting the response, guys? In which format I'm getting the response? You can clearly see here. In which format I'm getting the response? JSON format, right? JSON. What are other formats available here? JSON, XML, HTML, JavaScript. Okay, four options are available here for the response. Okay, this is a REST. Example for this is REST, guys. This falls into the REST style of API. Okay, REST style of API. What type of things are there here, guys? JSON, XML, HTML, JavaScript are there. Okay, while sending also, I can send in the form of body, guys. If I have to select, and here I can send the format. I can send in the text format, JavaScript format, JSON format, HTML, XML. These are the data formats supported by the REST. These are the data formats supported by REST: text, JavaScript, JSON, HTML, XML. Okay. When coming to the what do you say, SOAP? What will be there? What is the data format? This kind of response or request that you are sending. Okay. If you can go here, right? Request dot in. If you see here, okay, these are all REST type of things. Okay, REST type of this. Okay. So here, when I write some post kind of things, okay, post register successful or something, here the data is sent in the form of which format here? This particular data that is, okay, while you are sending the request to the server, okay, you have to pass this data. Here, you need to copy this and go to the Postman tool and, go to the body, select raw and select JSON and paste it. This is in which format? JSON format. Similar to JSON format, you can also send. Major ones are JSON, HTML, JSON, HTML, XML. These are the major ones. Okay. This one we generally don't use. JSON, HTML, XML are the major ones. Okay. Major ones. Okay. In case of REST. But coming to the SOAP style, what will be the major one? Coming to the SOAP, what will be the major one? What will be the thing for data? What data format will be used in requests and responses? Data format. Okay. What data format in request and response will be used in case of SOAP? XML. XML stands for what? Extensible markup language. Extensible markup language. XML stands for extensible markup language. Okay. So I'll not cover XML right now, but I can show you an example of an XML, how the XML will look like. Okay. XML example I'll say. Okay. I'll take separate sessions on XML, guys. I'll give you some example of an XML. View a simple XML file. Okay. I want to see a proper one, guys. Okay. Yeah, this was what is an example of XML. This is how the XML will look like. Guys, can you see the XML example here? Or this one is also an example of XML. Okay. Node/node. It looks similar to HTML, guys. Okay. XML similarly looks to HTML. The difference between HTML and XML is in HTML, all this starting and ending tags will be predefined in HTML. In XML, these are all user defined. In place of node, you can say message, whatever you want to write, you can write. Okay. These are user defined. So the data, you see, there is a data here. to is there, from is there, heading is there, body, all this is the data. How the data is transported here in the XML format like this. You can also design a hotel menu using XML, okay? XML hotel, uh, hotel food items list. Example, if you call, I may be there, I don't know, okay? It can be there. Just see here if you can get a food menu here. Don't know whether there is such kind of example or not, but we can try to find out, okay? Okay, this kind of menu card is there. If you want to convert this into XML, you can clearly convert, guys, okay? Okay, you can clearly convert that into XML using the tags, okay? Using the tags starting, okay? Say food list. Under that food, under that name, T, okay? Like type 1 of tea, type 2 of tea, type 3 of tea, and prices and all. You can design an XML out of this, okay? You can ask ChatGPT to do that, okay? I'll show you here. Can you generate an example XML which represents a hotel menu options, okay? Hotel menu food list, okay? Food list represents a, okay? Okay, nowadays we have ChatGPT, okay? Why to search in Google, okay? We'll get all these examples. You see, now it's creating a XML. This is how the XML will look like, is okay? This is how the XML will look like. XML, okay? Definition, this version and all the stuff. Hotel menu is there is a main tag. Ending tag will be / hotel menu at the end. In that category, breakfast, item 1, item 2. Category is ended. Category 2 is lunch. For that, item 1, item 2. And every item has a name, description, price, availability, and all those stuff. Hotel. This is what is the example. You see how the hotel food items menu is, being organized by this XML. Okay. This is how the client and server can communicate, guys. Okay. This is the way the data will be communicated between the client and server using this XML data format. Okay. In case of SOAP type of, API style, okay, the client and server will communicate over XML. Okay. In case of REST, here it can be JSON, it can be XML, it can be HTML. These are the top three, and other things are also possible. Okay. Now let's ask about convert this XML into JSON. Okay. How does it look like in JSON? You see, the same food item thing, I'm going to convert it into JSON. Okay. Here curly braces will be there. Here less than, greater than symbols will be there. Here tags will be there. Here, opening and curly braces. You see, the same hotel menu is converted into JSON. Okay. Clear, guys? Okay. So this is another data format. Okay. Another data format. Okay. So what is the data format the REST API style will use? Data format the REST API style will use. It will use XML. It will use JSON. It will use HTML also. Okay. We'll also use HTML. Okay, in this example, in this Postman tool, if you can clearly see, if I hit something here, right, it's giving the response in the form of JSON file, and okay, the JSON is already there. Click on plus, and now I'll do one thing. I'll go to this application. I'll search for a product here, HP, and this is a URL, right? I'll copy this URL, or when I search for this HP, I'll inspect this here, and go to the network tab. Okay, go to the network tab, and I'll click on this, and a request will be created. A request got created here. Okay, API request got created here. REST type of API request will be created, guys. Just here headers, you can use this as a, okay, you can come here and paste it. Okay, get. Now click on send button, and you'll get the response. In which format you got the response, guys? Tell me, in which format you got the response here? In which format you got the response in case of this REST style API here? In the previous REST API, we got the response in JSON format. Now we got the response in which format? Which data format? HTML. You see, different styles are there. You see, I can give this two example. I cannot give XML example or something, but it can have XML also. Okay. So the major ones are XML, JSON, HTML. Okay. Okay, I'll ask it. Okay, I'll ask it. Anyhow, SOAP is clear cuts XML. Okay, I'll ask about REST. REST API style will use, okay, data format in XML, JSON, HTML, text, JavaScript. Is it true? Is it correct? Okay, let's ask this. Okay, let's find it out. Okay, the major ones are XML, JSON, HTML. REST API can use multiple data formats, not just JSON. The JSON is a major one, guys. Okay, most of the REST APIs you will see as a JSON as a top one. JSON is a top one, guys. Okay. Okay, is an architectural style or design type. It doesn't force you to use a one specific data format. You can use whatever you want. Instead, it uses HTTP connect. Okay, depending on the different situations, it can use HTTP. It can use it can use HTML. It can use JSON. It can use XML, text, JavaScript. Many other things are also there, guys. Okay. Okay, there are other things, but Postman is only supporting these things, I think. So, okay, these are the different ones, but the top three are this one. Okay, HTML, JSON, XML are the top three. Apart from that, text, JavaScript, YAML, CSV are also there, guys. Okay, many formats are there. Okay, then what else is there? Okay, XML and others I'll say. Okay, and other types and others. Simply I'll say others. Okay, which follows the text and JavaScript and CSV and all those stuff. Okay, that's fine. So we're going deep. That's okay. Which one is heavyweight, guys? Soap is heavyweight or rest is heavyweight? Which one out of this soap and rest are heavyweight? Which one out of this soap and rest are heavyweight? This is heavyweight. Heavyweight. Okay. Which one is heavyweight? Soap is heavyweight. Because it's kind of secured means a lot of things will be there. So it's not a lightweight, whereas rest is lightweight. So now tell me, depending on your project situations, everywhere you don't need the security and everywhere you can use SOAP also. Okay. Even though security is not required also, we can use SOAP APIs, right? SOAP API styles throughout the application. It is a good idea to use SOAP everywhere, to use SOAP API style everywhere throughout the application, even though security is not required. What will happen? If you keep using SOAP API style throughout the application will become slow because SOAP APIs are heavyweight. They will become slow. Okay. They are slow. Okay. SOAP APIs are slow. They will become slow because of heavy weight. Slow will be there, but light APIs means fast. It will be fast. I want the application to be kind of fast. I'll only compromise the speed whenever, okay, the secure type of functionalities will come. I'll use SOAP and I'll compromise there. But remaining all places I'll use REST because REST is lightweight one compared to SOAP. So that is the advantage I'm getting. I'm not saying SOAP is good and REST is good. Both are required in real time. We have to use a combination of both ends, SOAP and REST. In real time applications, complete application will use not only REST, complete application will not use only SOAP. Okay, the combination of REST and SOAP will be used in real time. Okay, in real time, applications use SOAP plus REST. SOAP plus REST. Okay, in real time applications use SOAP plus REST, not only SOAP, not only REST. Okay, that you need to understand. Okay, depending on the situations and all. Low speed, high speed, fast it will be. Okay, it will be slow. Low speed means slow. Okay, it cannot be catched also. Okay, it's it is a heavyweight and slow and can't be cached. Cached means what, guys? What is meant by cached? Anyone know what is meant by cached? Can be cached. What is meant by cached, guys? Anyone know what is the meaning of cached? And have you heard about cached kind of word anywhere while learning something or something? What is cached? Okay, yeah, temporary storage, right? What can be stored in a temporary storage? Something which is kind of light, right? Even our RAM in our computer also there are two types of memories: RAM, ROM. Remember that RAM and ROM. Okay, will the RAM and ROM will be of same size in our computer machine? RAM and ROM will be of same size? No. Okay, so if I go here and I'll go to my my PC here and right click here and say properties. If I say the properties, I'll get a dialog here. So here, what is the RAM I have, guys? 16 GB. I'm having the RAM as 16 GB. But if I go to my computer here, 928 GB is there for ROM. Why more space for ROM? Why less one is for RAM? RAM will store some kind of temporary things, okay, which are still running and all. ROM will store which are permanent kind of things, right? So whatever that is getting stored in the RAM will be changing over a period of time, okay, according to the way what you are using and all. RAM thing will change, okay, like that, okay. So like that, guys. Here also, okay, here also rest is kind of lightweight, fast, and can be cached, guys. Okay. Cached means, the example of the cached is, whenever for the first time when you're opening this application, it may take some time, Amazon or Flipkart, something. Have you seen that, guys? For the first time when you open the Amazon.com, or, it will, for the first time in your computer machine, if you are opening Amazon.com, the browser will take a lot of time to, more time than second time. Why? When you are accessing this for second time, when you're accessing this for second time, this website is already cached. This website is already cached, okay? It will come very fast. It will first access the whatever the reference that is there in the cached kind of stuff, and then it will try to update it, okay? To to get the application accessible very fast, what technology these browsers will use is they'll try to get the cache from the cached area. It will get the application first, so that you will feel like, okay, you will feel that the application has been accessed very fast. For the first time, this application will not be there in the cached kind of memory and all. So it will take some time when compared to second time, third time, fourth time. Okay, that's what is called as cached, guys. Okay, I'm explaining cached in a separate way, guys. Okay, what is the meaning of cached and all those stuff. Okay, I even hosted my website, guys. I even hosted my website. Okay. When I host my website, okay. So every time if it has to load from the, load entire website on a different thing, right? For websites also some kind of cache kind of mechanism will be there, guys. Okay. Cache loader, etc. If I write here, I don't know the name that I have. Okay. So directly this website will not be loading every time from the server. Okay, what I'm trying to say here is this website will not be directly loading from the server every time. In between that, some kind of thing will be there, okay, which will create a cache copy of your website, so that whenever some person is trying to access your website, instead of getting the entire loading from the server, it will get it from the cache place, okay, so that the load on the server will decrease, and all the performance issues will go off, and all this kind of things will be there. Very technical stuff, guys. Okay. So, okay, websites loading from cache instead of from server. Okay. Okay. So there are some things I don't remember what is the name and all. If I want to give that, okay. Cloudflare. Yeah. This is the one, guys. What is caching? You see, they have your website also. Every website will be cached, guys. Okay, there are some intermediary kind of stuff like Cloudflare. Okay, there are some okay. If you want your website to be faster, right, you can register with this Cloudflare account, and connect your website along with the server and all. What will happen here? You can also go for a pricing here. According to your requirements, you can go with the traffic and requirements. You can go with the Cloudflare pricing and all, along with the server where your actual code is there. You can also have this kind of Cloudflare where your website will be cached. When you access this website from one of your browsers, right, this application may not come directly from the server. It may come from this cached kind of website it may access. Okay, that's the power of the cache, guys. Okay, I don't want to go deep, but I just want to give example whenever the time comes. Okay, so that you'll understand what exactly the cache means. Okay, we have to understand all these terms, guys. Okay, cannot be cached and can be cached. Okay, so here in case of REST, since it is a lightweight and high speed, has a okay, less bandwidth is required, few resources. As it can request few resources and less bandwidth and all, it can be cached. Whereas this is cannot be cached because it is heavyweight. As it requires more resources and bandwidth, it cannot be cached. Okay. So since it is more secured, since it is SOAP is more secured, generally SOAP will be used by government, banking, and payment projects where security is very important, right? They will be using SOAP. Okay. And I told you already in the market share, 90% of the market share in that, again, 20% of the 90% goes for SOAP, 80% of the remaining 90% will go for rest. Okay. Other projects use it, that is 80% compared to SOAP. Okay. here already in the previous diagram I mentioned. Okay, fine. These are the things. And there is one more thing, guys. Last item, guys. Okay, last item. SOAP will use something like JAX-WS. Okay, SOAP will use something like JAX-WS. Okay, what will SOAP will use? JAX-WS. What are these JAX-WS? I'm going to explain. Don't worry. What the rest will use? Rest will use JAX-RS. JAX-RS. What are these things? What is this JAX-WS? What is this? The major items I have drawn here, guys. Okay, the major items I have mentioned here to understand the difference between SOAP and REST, right? These are the major items. Okay, the last item that I'm covering here is what is this? JAX-WS. What is this? What is this JAX-WS? Okay, I'll write it here. I'll explain more. Okay, JX double S, right? JX double S here, JX-RS here. Okay. Okay, there is separate topic on this also. Okay, but for now, okay. Java API for XML web services. Okay. So what happens in real time is, let's say you are using some Java. Okay, you are building the applications in the server. The backend side of the server, guys. You will be writing the code in backend programming languages like what, guys? Tell me. What are the different backend programming language that you can use for building the actual application language at the server side, either Java or you can use other programming languages like what? Apart from Java, what are all there? Java, Python, C Sharp.NET, Ruby, Node.js, okay, PHP, Perl, Go. Many are there in the market, right? Many are there. When you write your programs using this backend programming languages, now you need to convert these programming languages into web services or APIs. Okay. For the client to request the server, what is required in between? For the client to send a request to the server, what is to be sent? API request need to be sent or not? API request need to be sent. That API request, when sent, should be received by the server. Yes or no? Guys, I'll draw something here. You'll understand. What I mean here is, okay, let me actually, do one thing. Anyhow, you understood all this stuff, right? Okay. For SOAP, it is JX-WS and for REST is JX-RS. Okay. A lot of concepts are there, guys. Okay. I'll be covering one by one. Don't worry. Let's not hurry up. Okay. Let's learn all the things in detail. There's nothing in API testing, guys. These concepts are very important for your knowledge and all. Okay. So that you'll get clear cut idea of what exactly is there, why we are doing all this stuff. You'll get an idea. Otherwise, you'll not understand. Okay. So let me draw a diagram for explaining about JX-WS or JX-RS. REST is using JX-RS. SOAP is using JX-WS, but what exactly they are, I'll explain. Okay. So here is the thing. Okay. Let's say here is a client. Here is a server. In the server, the code is developed using the Java programming language. Okay. Let's assume that in one of the example, I'm saying this is a server. The server side machine, the code that is required for building the application is written using, assume that it is written using one of the programming language known as Java. Programs are written here. Okay. Here the client is there, and here the application is there. Okay. You have opened the application page, and as you already know, you can hit a URL. When you hit the URL, what will happen, or do some operations on the page? A request will be sent to the server, right? A request will be sent to the server. A request will be sent to the server, and server will be sending the response back to the client. Server will be sending the response back to the client. This is what happens, right? Everyone is clear with this diagram, right? What happens? Client, server, and all the stuff is clear, right? Everyone knows that, right? Yes. Now, when a request is sent from the client to the server, directly this request will hit the Java programs, do you think? When a request is sent from the client to the server, will the request directly will hit the Java programs, do you think? No. There will be some kind of libraries known as, or Java APIs also we call known as, for SOAP we'll have something known as JAX-WS kind of stuff. Okay. These are some kind of libraries which will project this Java programs as some APIs or web services. Okay. This JAX-WS or JX-RS are kind of API libraries, you can say. Okay. Will project Java programs at the server side as web services or APIs. Okay, both are same, right? Web service and APIs are same. What is the difference? I already covered in the previous session, if you remember. Got it, guys? This JX-WS kind of libraries will actually in the Java programs. They will be here and there in the Java programs. They will JX-WS kind of library kind of stuff will be used. Okay, to project this Java programs as web services or APIs. Okay, so then only a client can send a request to the server, and this request will hit this web services or APIs. Okay, and via this web service APIs, actual programs will run on the server. Got it, guys? Now, what is JXWS is clear for you, or JX-RS is clear for you? What is their role is clear for you now? Able to understand, guys? Or it's kind of not clear? Okay, let me show you. Okay, can you show how a Java program at the server side will be as a projected as a web service or API to the client using Java JAX-WS or JX-RS. Okay, other one is what, guys? JX-RS. Okay, okay, like this. Okay, then you will understand. JX-WS SOAP based web services. For REST we use JX-RS. Okay, to convert the Java code at the server side in case of REST APIs and all. Okay, REST style APIs kind of stuff. JX-RS will be there to, okay. In case of SOAP, there will be JX-WS. Okay, fine. Here you can see clearly see, guys. There is a Java file. You see this. This is like, this is the thing, guys. Web service. You see some conversion is happening. Can you see that? Some conversion is happening. Okay, the Java program is there. This kind of things are being used. Okay, which are converting into a web service here. Okay, and then you will publishing the web service, this actual Java code, and it is getting published. This is what happens at the server side. We cannot go too deep because we are not developers here. Okay, we are not I'm not teaching you the development and all. Okay, what I am teaching you here is the Java code will be there, and the Java code will be projected as web services to the client side with help of, okay, at the server side only we'll be using this. At the server side only we'll be using this JXWS, and along with the Java programs we'll be using this JXWS or JXRS kind of thing, so that server can project these Java programs as web service or APIs, so that client can request this web service or APIs from the client side. Okay, that's what is JXWS or JXRS, guys. Okay, that you need to understand. Getting the clarity, guys. Getting the clarity. When you hit this URL from the server and all from the client side, okay, it will get you all the things. Okay, the response will come from server side because server side code is converted as, okay, using the server side code is projected as a web service or API. Okay, web service or API with help of this JX-RS, or in case of REST API style JX-RS. In case of SOAP API style JX-WS. Okay, clear everyone? Everyone clear what I have mentioned here? I cannot go too technical here, but are you able to understand? From the client side, this kind of things will happen, and when the request will go to the server code which is written in Java is projected as a web service or API because of this JXWS and JXRS is something you need to understand. Is everyone clear? Just type C in the chat box, guys, if you guys are clear with this explanation of what is JXWS and JXRS. I want everyone to type in the chat box C so that I can know whether you have understood or not. If not, you can also ask me the questions right now. Okay, I can explain more on this topic. Any questions on this topic, guys? What is the role of JXWS and JXRS and all the stuff? Okay, I'll take this topic in detail later again. Okay, I'll take this topic. So we are just getting started, and to get started, you see, if I compare all the API styles, it will be very confusing for you, right? So I started with comparing only SOAP and REST, so that you can understand what can be compared between two different API styles like SOAP and REST. What you can compare between SOAP and REST API style. Now same research you can do with REST SOAP, RPC, GraphQL. Okay, I'll give you that as an assignment for today. Okay, I'll since I am not giving much assignments these days, I'll give you the assignment. Assignment. Okay. Okay, as in today's session, I have compared SOAP and REST API styles. Okay, as an assignment, I want all of you to compare all types of APIs styles like include like SOAP, REST, RPC, GraphQL, okay, WebSockets, etc. Okay, I want you to compare all these API styles. Okay, I just only explained you with two styles. Hope you got good amount of knowledge in today's session, right? Guys, hope you got good amount of knowledge in today's session. Okay, this is how we can proceed further, guys. Okay, so since we are done with this, guys, since we are done with this, okay, you see, and one more thing here is since it is a lightweight, faster, and it's known for simplicity also, guys. Okay, simple to build and scale is also there. Okay, this another advantage is there in REST that I have not drawn in the diagram, but I can just mention here. REST is simple to build and scale, whereas SOAP is, for security reasons we use, which is heavyweight and, but REST is lightweight, high speed, faster, and simple to build and scale also at the same time that you need to understand. Okay. So in real time, we'll use a combination of SOAP and REST because 90% of the market for API styles is for SOAP and REST, remaining 10 for remaining all the stuff that I mentioned, other API styles. Okay. Okay. Fine, guys. Any questions from today's session? Before I wind up today's session, any questions, guys? Are you guys able to understand, or would you like to give some feedback here so that I can, make the things more better for next session? What do you think of the sessions, guys? Okay. Or any questions you have, you can type in the chat box and ask me. Able to understand, Bharati? That's great. Okay. Thank you for the feedback, Bharati. What about other people? Are you guys able to understand the stuff? How clear the concepts are becoming for you during the sessions? Just let me know, guys. Okay, great, great. Good, good, good. Fine. Yeah, that is something that you need to take the help of ChatGPT, Ramu, internal how to create APIs and all, that is a development side of stuff, but there is no blockage for you. You can go to ChatGPT and find out if I am a developer, I will write this kind of code, how to create APIs as a developer. You ask the ChatGPT, it will give you all the stuff. I gave you a high level understanding, right, Ramu? You can do it by yourself. Okay. Can you do it, Ramu? Can you use ChatGPT and find it out like how the APIs will be created? Yes, it's something you can understand the concepts. Concepts are very important. How it will be done, a lot of process will be there. Okay, technical process will be there. You can work on that. Okay, that is a very technical topic that you can definitely work because with this knowledge you can definitely work. Practical session already started, Atul, but these things are required to understand what exactly I'm going to teach in the next sessions. Okay, already we started a practical session on API testing using Postman tool and all, right? Okay, we'll go deep later. Okay, a lot of concepts are still there before we cover the practical topics. There's nothing in practical. This theoretical is very important more than practical. Nothing will be there in practical, Atul. Okay, okay, nothing will be in practical, Atul. It's very simple. Practical things will be very simple. Only thing is that you need to understand. Okay, at the end I'll cover all these things, but without knowledge, you'll not understand anything about APIs. Okay, the more the knowledge of APIs you have, more the understanding will get it. Okay. So practical we'll see at the end. Don't worry. Already we started a bit, but before going to the next level, okay, we have to cover some topics. Then only we can move on. Okay, a lot of topics are there here. After that only we'll move because a lot of questions people are getting, right? What is SOAP? What is REST? What are the different type of methods are there? API methods are there. Okay, in which category, which are there? And one more thing I want to cover. If we have to test SOAP APIs, which tool will be better, guys? Okay, I didn't cover that, right? Okay, SOAP soap type of things if you want to test. Okay, which type of tool we have to use? There are tools like soap ui. Okay, soap ui is the best tool for it. Okay, soap ui is the best tool for, there are different tools, but soap ui, even you can use postman also, but that's not the recommended tool for testing the soap type of APIs. Soap ui is a kind of tool we can use for, okay, testing the soap kind of things. Okay, this is what is the thing you need to ask me. Okay, I will forget, right? Any trainer will forget all this stuff. Okay, you should ask me what which type of tool you need to use and all. Okay, kind of REST API style kind of APIs. Which tool will be generally used for testing this REST? These are the major ones, right? Which tool will be used for testing the REST type of things? Not automation. I'm not asking about automation. I'm asking about manual testing. Postman. Yes, Postman. Okay. Postman is a tool. Postman tool can be used for testing the REST. SOAP UI kind of tool. Okay. There are different names for this. The basic one is SOAP UI. Okay. Can be used for SOAP. And SOAP can be, even SOAP UI can also be used for testing REST also. Okay. SOAP UI can also test REST also. It's not, SOAP UI is not only for SOAP. Okay. For REST also we can use SOAP UI. Got it? But for SOAP kind of API types, okay, we have to use SOAP UI tool. But for REST, we can use both Postman and SOAP UI also. Okay. Able to understand, guys? The major one is Postman will use. We can also use SOAP UI also. Okay. But here for SOAP API styles, okay, API style of SOAP type, we have to use SOAP UI tool, guys. Okay. In the market. For different things, you also find out like for other type of API styles, which tools to be used, you can find it out, right? Okay. For other types of, what happened? I'll lose it. For other API styles are apart from SOAP and REST, GraphQL is there, RPC is there, and all stuff. Which type of tools you have to use? There is general curiosity, right? I would like you to, go into the internet and explore there. Okay, on that. Another assignment here in the WhatsApp, I'll ping it. You see, all these kind of things are very important. You see how much it's there. Okay. For also find out which API testing tools to be used for testing different API styles like REST, SOAP, GraphQL, RPC, GraphQL, etc. You need to find out. Okay. Okay. So, guys, is this way is better, or shall I directly jump on to the practical part? What do you think? This way of training is better, or practical part will be better? You tell me, guys. What do you think is the correct approach for training? Directly jumping onto the practical part or theoretical is very important? Do you feel? Do you get a sense that, this way is better, guys? Don't directly jump onto the practical part. Theory is very important. Fundamentals are important. What we are doing nowadays in the market? Yes. If you don't understand the concepts, what you are testing, why you are using this tool for testing, how you will understand, guys? Okay? Yes. First learn theory. Understand the concepts first. Why you are doing it first, then go for the tools and all those stuff, and then do practicals. Okay, tools are just tools, guys. Okay, without concepts, tools are simply tools. Okay, so that's what is my take. Okay, so there are other things, guys, you will be coming across, like a lot of interview questions will be there and all those stuff. Okay, I'll be covering them. Okay, once you get all this knowledge and all, right, then at the end will be there is a separate session. You see, there's a separate session, API test cases session is there, where I'll be covering you practical and with the Postman tool or whatever the tool. Okay, then you'll understand. Now you are by your own, guys. Okay, if you understand these concepts, you are by your own. Okay, you don't have to worry. Okay, I'm opening the doors for API testing for you. You can research as much as possible. If you understand these concepts, sky is the limit for you, guys. Okay, because every subject is like an ocean. Every subject is like an ocean. Can you learn entire Java, guys? Can you learn entire Java? Is it possible? Java is an ocean, right? Software testing is an ocean. Java is an ocean. What as a trainer I need to do? I need to make you guys open the doors for you. I need to open the doors for you and give you the proper confidence that you can try out everything by yourself later. Okay? I'll cover to some good extent, but I cannot cover everything. Okay? No matter what I do, I cannot cover everything. It's your duty is to explore it to the level where you want. Okay? Like I can teach you Java, but I cannot make you an expert in Java, that you have to know each and everything in Java. I cannot make sure, right? But I can get you started with Java. I can give you confidence in Java. I can go to a level where you can get the confidence in Java and use the things that you need in Java and understand what you have to do with Java. But after that, what you have to do? You have to explore it to the level where you want. Okay. No trainer can teach you everything, guys. Okay, just remember this point. You should be there. Okay, you should continue that journey. Okay, and maybe you have seen that, right? If the students will become more, better than trainers sometimes, because they're one topic. You're focusing on one topic, trainers focusing on hundreds of topics. So that topic you will be expert later. Okay, the trainer may not reach you out. Okay, at that level. Okay, things will happen in real time. Okay, so be with that kind of ideology, guys. Don't think the trainer will explain everything. But as a trainer, I want to do my duty well, and I want to explain each and every concept for you in a better manner. Okay, I want to make my teaching style a different way so that it will benefit you in the coming days and all those stuff. Okay, so that you can explore the remaining things by yourself in a better way. Okay, that's what I want to make sure from my side. Okay, but I'll take you to the practical topics also. Just wait till the end. Okay, practical topics are there at the end. Okay, just wait for the timeline to come. Okay, we'll be spending good amount of time on the practical topics also. Okay, so far everything is good. So we'll stop here, guys. For today, we'll stop here. Next weekend, again, we'll connect where I'm going to continue with the next topics. Okay, fine. Okay, guys. If you don't have any, if you have any questions, final call, guys. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll also give you this chat GPT link also. Okay, you didn't ask me today, but I'll give you. This is the one I asked here. Yeah. Whatever the chat GPT I have used today. Okay, so where I have done all the R&D and all, I'll give it to you. This is the one I have done, right? Share, create link, copy link, done. Yes, please. What is the question you have, Chandana?
Uh, Arun, for SOAP, we have only one data format, right? That is the XML.
Yes, correct.
So for SOAP, we are using a SOAP UI tool.
For testing. Yes. For
For
testing the
testing.
SOAP style
For
API, we have to use SOAP UI tool. Yes,
yeah,
correct.
yeah. So coming to SOAP UI, it will only support for XML.
No, no, no. SOAP UI you are asking me or SOAP you are asking me?
For
The two
SOAP
things.
protocol, with the data format is only
You see,
XML.
SOAP
Uh,
API style XML only. But
yeah.
SOAP UI is a tool.
So
In
in
the
that
tool,
one,
you
we
can
are
also.
following SOAP rules only, right?
No, no,
That
no,
is
it's
meant.
not like that. Again, you
Mm,
just start getting confused a bit here. I already covered here. Just see here. I'll answer your question. If you
mm,
understand this, I can not only use SOAP UI only for testing SOAP style APIs. I can also
okay.
use SOAP UI tool for also testing REST. That's what I'm saying. If you are using SOAP UI tool for testing the REST style APIs, in REST, what will be there? HTML will be there. Other formats also will be there, right? That's
Yeah,
what.
yeah, correct.
Now you are getting my question, my answer right properly. If you're talking about SOAP style APIs, then only XML.
Mm.
Okay. But if you're talking about tools, my answer will be different. That's what I'm saying. Because this SOAP UI tool is it's kind of, kind of tool which not only will test SOAP style APIs, but it can also test the REST style APIs also.
So you
That's the
mean it have lot of features?
Yes, yes. This
Okay.
tool has a lot of features where you can use this on instead of Postman, you can use SOAP UI tool for testing both SOAP and REST also. But Postman is can also be done for SOAP style APIs, but it's not recommended. Okay, getting my point right?
Yeah,
Not all
yeah.
tools are recommended for everything, right? For
Mm,
example, in real time, REST assured framework is there for API testing automation.
mm.
For UI automation, we have Selenium, right? Let's assume
Yes. Yeah.
recommended tools are there. Similarly, if you want to test the SOAP style APIs, which tool is recommended? SOAP UI tool is recommended. If you want to test the REST style APIs, which tool is recommended? There is no such kind of recommendation. You can use both the tools also. Okay. Most of the people use Postman, but it's not like, SOAP UI is not recommended. SOAP UI tool is not recommended. It's not like that in the market. You can also use SOAP UI for testing the REST style APIs. Got it? But
Yeah.
Postman is not recommended for testing SOAP APIs.
Yeah, Arun, now I got it.
Now you got it right. Since SOAP UI
Yes.
tool can be used for testing SOAP and REST style APIs, in SOAP UI tool, you will come across XML, you will come across HTML, you will come across JSON, everything. Right? That's what is answer.
Okay.
Got it right? Or
Yeah,
any
got
confusion?
it, Arun. No, no confusion.
Okay, great.
Thanks, Arun.
Yeah, fine, fine. That's why concepts are very important. Okay. That's why concepts are very important. We directly tend to use tools, right? What happens, you'll not understand what is REST SOAP, and now directly you start using tools, you'll not understand why XML here, why JSON here. So you have to differentiate it like that and understand the concepts. Okay. Okay, fine. Any other questions, guys, before I wind up for today? Any other questions? ChatGPT and everything I posted here, guys. I'll also save that for your reference here also, ChatGPT links also. Okay. Any other questions before I wind up for today? API styles I'm writing and just post pasting here. You can go with this. Okay. Yeah. Fine then. That's all for today, guys. Since I'm not getting more questions here, I'm just winding up the session for today. See you the next weekend, guys. And yeah, from tomorrow, as usual, we'll go with the Selenium automation sessions. Okay, at 8 p.m. IST. That you're already aware of, right? From Monday to Friday, it will be there. So kindly attend the Selenium automation sessions from Monday to Friday. Again, next Saturday and Sunday, we'll go with the API testing. Okay, and I'll update you all the training things, details in the group. Okay, fine. See you guys. Take care. Bye.